Topic is Ellingham diagram. So in the beginning itself I told principle involved in metallurgy, 3 steps: concentration of the ores, extraction of crude metals and refining of crude metals. Concentration of ores already I said, to remove sandy impurities or rocky impurities present in the ore removed by various methods: flotation, gravity separation, leaching and electromagnetic separation. Second step, extraction of crude metal. So it takes place in 2 steps. First step is conversion of ore to metal oxide. Second step is reduction of metal oxide to metal. In this second step we use several reducing agents such as coke, carbon monoxide, aluminum, hydrogen, sodium, potassium, etc. But in case of Ellingham diagram, the reduction of metal oxide to metal, suitable reducing agent is calculated by using Ellingham diagram. Consider general equation of metal oxide to metal. Metal oxide is converted into metal along with the oxygen. In this case, metal always exists in solid state, oxygen is in gaseous state. To balance left hand side metal and oxygen, so we don't know how much, so we take it as X and Y. So right hand side we calculated oxygen is 2. So to balance oxygen on left hand side, we want to make Y as 2. So this Y, this multiplied by 2 by Y. Remember, always X and Y we always in the numerator, not in the denominator. So Y get cancelled, finally we get as 2. So in this to mention as 2 by Y. So oxygen is balanced. Next we have metal. Metal already I said left hand side X in the numerator, so multiply with 2X by Y. So right hand side you mention as 2X by Y. In this case, oxygen is liberated. At sometimes this oxygen react with the metal, it undergo reversible reaction to form metal oxide. So this oxygen undergo reduction. We take an example of coke. So this oxygen undergo reduction with the coke. Form 3 different equations. Carbon react with the oxygen to form carbon monoxide. Same carbon react with the oxygen to form carbon dioxide. Same carbon react with the oxygen to form carbon monoxide. To balance this equation, right hand side 2 oxygen. So here 2 oxygen is balanced. Next 2 carbon. Next this carbon monoxide react with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. So 3 different reducing agents equations are possible for metal oxide to metal. From this we have to find which one is suitable reducing agent for convert metal oxide to metal. It was given by Ellingham diagram. So before going to this Ellingham diagram, we have to know that this thermodynamic equation delta G equal to delta H minus T delta S. So delta G is change in free energy, delta S is change in entropy, delta H is enthalpy, T is in temperature. So you have to consider only these 2 top headings, delta G and delta S. If delta S is increases, delta G become more and more negative. Suppose you imagine, suppose at a temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, you get an entropy of 2, becomes 200. That means minus 200. Same, at the temperature of 100 degree, we get an entropy of 3. So 300. So increase in entropy, delta G becomes more and more negative. If delta G is more and more negative, the reaction will be spontaneous. The 11th standard already we studied, delta G is positive less than 0, delta G is negative more than 0. In case of the Ellingham diagram, if delta G is positive, then it is unstable. If delta G is negative, then it is stable. So in the Ellingham diagram, this for all the metallic oxide equation, we have some, consider this equilibrium reaction. Any one equation you consider, you would consider aluminum react to the oxygen to form alumina. In this equation, we have some particular delta G naught value. This delta G naught value is calculated from the above equation using this equation, equilibrium equation. This also you already studied in the 11th standard, second volume, first lesson. So delta G naught equal to minus RT ln Kp. Using this equation only, they calculated delta G naught value for the Ellingham diagram. So what is Ellingham diagram? by plotting the graph of delta G naught versus temperature in degrees Celsius. So delta G naught is taken in y-axis, temperature in Celsius is taken in x-axis. By plotting delta G naught versus T, we get a graphical representation of various metal oxide is founded. This graphical representation of various metal oxide by plotting delta G naught versus T, temperature in Celsius, is called as Ellingham diagram. So what are the observations he made in the Ellingham diagram? First observation, you look at the graph. Most of the plots are looking upwards. That means if the slope is positive, moving upwards means positive, moving downwards means negative. You see most of the diagram, graphical representation of moving upwards. So if all the metal oxides are positive, slope will produce, because all the metal oxides are moving upwards, so positive slope. Only in the carbon monoxide you get negative slope. So I mentioned in green sketch, so it is a negative slope. Why it gives positive slope, why it is give negative slope? Simple. Now take one equation, Mg plus O2. Mg plus O2 gives MgO, 2Mg. Here metal Mg is in solid, MgO is solid, it is in the gaseous state. Already previously I mentioned, delta S increases means delta G become more and more negative. Remember one point, delta S is more only in gaseous state, then liquid state it is very less, in solid state very less entropy. So always entropy is more in the gaseous state. So in this case, oxygen in the gaseous state, so reactant to product, so it becomes entropy decreases, because gaseous entropy is more, in solid is very less, so entropy decreases. So once entropy decreases means automatically delta G value also decreases. You see the plot, delta G is beginning at 0 degree, it is 1150 or something. Once it goes on increasing by temperature, delta G naught value you see always decreasing. For graph is increasing, but delta G naught value is decreasing. That's why we get positive slope on metal oxide. In case of carbon monoxide, carbon is solid, carbon monoxide is gas, gas is O2 is a gas. But in this case, oxygen is present in 1 mole, but carbon monoxide is 2 mole. So in this case, entropy increases from reactant to product 1 to 2. So automatically delta S increases means delta G become more and more negative. So automatically we will get negative slope. You see the delta G naught value increases from 250, it starts and goes on increasing up to 700, 800 goes on increasing. So that's why in carbon monoxide we get negative slope. Third, he observed that as temperature increases, metal oxide solubility decreases obviously, because temperature 200, 400 keep on increasing the temperature, the delta G naught value starts decreasing. So as the temperature increases, the metal oxide solubility also decreases. Fourth, he mentioned sudden change in shape is due to, you look at the graph, you take any one example, Mg plus O2 gives 2MgO. So start from 0 to this temperature 700, up to this it is in solid state. From solid it start melting, so solid is converted into liquid. At this temperature liquid start boiling, so automatic liquid is converted into gas. So sudden change in state is due to phase transition, means solid is converted into liquid, immediately liquid is converted into gas. Because of this only, in most of the gas there is some sudden changes or sudden change in the shape. So next, what are the application he made? So first topic itself I mentioned, Ellingham diagram is used to find out the suitable reducing agent. It is also used to find out whether we need reducing agent or not. So look at the graph. Up to this delta G value is 0. We take an example of mercuric oxide. Mercuric oxide at the temperature of 700, up to this it is stable. Once it reaches 700, it becomes unstable. Similar way for silver oxide, up to 500, 600, up to 300 it becomes stable. After above 600 it is unstable. Automatically delta G value is positive. So delta G value positive means unstable. So in case of silver oxide and mercuric oxide, no need of any reducing agent. Second, you mentioned reduction of metal oxide. So in the graph, the peak obtained below will be always more stable compared to above. You take compare any two examples. If suppose you compare manganese and magnesium. So obviously magnesium has more delta G value, hence it is more stable compared to manganese. Hence magnesium reduces manganese, but manganese does not reduce magnesium. So it is a second application. Third, you mentioned thermodynamic favorable condition. So in this example you take iron oxide and carbon monoxide. So iron oxide react with the coke to form iron plus carbon monoxide. We will find out only carbon monoxide. So carbon monoxide, if it is carbon monoxide is stable, it undergo back forward reaction. If FeO is stable, it undergo reverse reaction. So we need to concentrate only on carbon monoxide, not on FeO. So in the graph you see. So carbon you see Fe plus O2. So start on increasing up to 27, 0 to 727. They mention in 1000 Kelvin because we made a graph in Celsius. So 727 up to 727. Iron is more stable, it undergo backward reaction. But after 727, carbon monoxide is more stable. So hence it undergoes favors forward reaction. So up to this, backward reaction is favor. After 727 degrees Celsius, carbon monoxide is favor. So delta G naught value start increasing. Hence it is more stable. Third, favorable condition means thermodynamic is used to measure temperature and also delta G naught. So you have to find out the temperature and also to find out the delta G naught value. So already mentioned, so up to 727 it is unstable. After 727 carbon monoxide is stable. So after 1000 Kelvin, that means 1000 Kelvin means after 1000 Kelvin carbon monoxide is more stable. You would fix in any particular temperature. Suppose they fix a particular temperature of 1500 Kelvin. Already I mentioned we made a graph in Celsius. So in case of Celsius 1227. So in this 1227, iron is converted into iron oxide. The delta G naught value here is 350. Similarly, after carbon monoxide formation, C plus O2, so 1227, we get a value of 480. So delta G naught is 480. But obviously reaction is iron oxide is converted into iron, but we have iron combined with oxygen to form iron oxide. So only in the first equation we made into reverse. So FeO gives 2Fe plus O2. Once the value reaction get reversed means delta G value also get reversed. So minus 350 becomes plus 350. Delta G naught plus 350. Second equation as it is because we got the product CO. So C plus O2 gives 2CO. So delta G naught value we observed is 480 minus 480. So then compare these two equations. Oxygen is get cancelled. So we get 2FeO plus 2C gives 2Fe plus 2CO. So subtracting plus 350 minus 480 on subtraction we get a value of minus 130 kilojoule per mole. So this is for 2 peroxide. 2 iron oxide we get delta G naught value is minus 130. In case of 1 mole of FeO iron oxide means get a delta G naught value of minus 65 kilojoule per mole. So in this case we find the temperature and also find the delta G naught value. This is the third application. It has some limitations. Rate of the reaction is not explained by Ellingham diagram, and also reaction of other metal oxides also not, because in this case they mention Fe plus O2 gives FeO. Why not it form Fe2O3? Why not it form Fe3O4? It was not explained by Ellingham diagram. Third, equilibrium is not always possible because product is not retained by so long. So any time it can be reversed. So equilibrium is not explained by Ellingham diagram. These are the 3 limitations of Ellingham diagram. So first topic I mentioned. So from the 3, which one is best reducing agent. Now look at the diagram. So carbon plus carbon monoxide plus oxygen above this temperature, that means up to this carbon monoxide is stable, it goes unstable. So at low temperature it is stable, but we need to see which one is stable is, which one of the following is, which you have to find the stable value, that means delta G is more negative. So in this graph you see carbon plus oxygen gives carbon monoxide. In this way delta G naught value is increases. Hence compare this three equation. C plus O2 is a better reducing agent because it is stable. Delta G naught, delta S value increases, automatically delta G is more and more negative. So from this three equation we find it as carbon plus oxygen gives carbon monoxide is better reducing agent for reduction of metal oxide to metal. So Ellingham diagram is always used to measure which one is suitable reducing agent for metal oxide to metal. So Ellingham diagram is